Hello and welcome back to the Barnes Kitchen. So today I'm going to be walking you guys through how to make cheeseburger bowls. It is super quick, super easy, tastes amazing, and I just think everybody should be making them. So tonight I'm gonna actually be doing two different versions. So just like a cheeseburger or a burger, a hamburger, there's so many different variations of toppings and sauces and condiments and all these different things that you can add to it. So tonight I'm gonna be making just my regular cheeseburger bowl that I normally make, which as far as toppings go, I usually put raw onion, pickles, and avocado on top. And then I'm gonna also make a caramelized onion and Gouda version. It's still super quick, super easy, but it's so fun that you can just make different variations of this same exact meal. So the base is always gonna be the same, but then toppings can change or different cheeses or whatever it is. If you're dairy free and you don't wanna do a cheeseburger, you can just do a hamburger, and you can also add some nutritional yeast to get that little bit of cheesy flavor if you want. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna just show you guys what the base ingredients are. So you're gonna do either a pound or 2 pounds of organic grass-fed ground beef. And then what you're gonna add to it is salt and pepper and garlic powder, then ketchup and mustard. So I love this organic unsweetened ketchup from Primal Kitchen, and then any kind of organic yellow mustard or stone ground mustard or spicy mustard, whatever mustard you like. And then if you can handle a little bit of sugar, I'm gonna be adding the organic Worcestershire. I have no idea how to say that. It's so little though that I don't personally worry about it, but like I mentioned in other videos, if you are having issues with metabolic syndromes or you've got some kind of chronic condition, you may want to just skip over that part. It would be delicious anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and, before I get to that, so what I normally serve this with is either sweet potatoes, or if I do a vegetable, I'll do like a grilled asparagus or roasted broccoli. And so that's what I'm gonna do today, is roasted broccoli. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the broccoli in the oven. It's already prepared. I just have to pop it in the oven. What I did was I chopped it into bite-sized pieces, and then I drizzled with avocado oil, put salt and pepper and garlic powder, lots of seasonings on it. And I'm just gonna pop that in the oven, and then by the time we're done with our hamburger bowls, then the broccoli will be ready. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start with my caramelized onions. So I've got a pan going, hopefully you guys can see that, with avocado oil on the bottom, and then about half of a white onion or yellow onion, thinly sliced. And the key to when you're caramelizing onions is that you want your heat to be on like low to medium. If you go too high, you're gonna end up burning your onions, and you definitely don't want to do that. So I'm gonna show you guys one more time. So what I do is I just get my onions in there, and then I just toss them around. All right, so while my onions are caramelizing, I'm gonna start on my regular cheeseburger bowl. So just the regular, not fancy one, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna get my pound of ground beef. All right, so while I have my caramelized onions going, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my other bowl, just kind of the regular cheeseburger bowl. So I've got my pound of ground beef in here, over medium to medium high, depending on your stove. And you're just gonna ground it up just like you would with any other ground beef recipe. I'm gonna turn up my onions just a little bit closer to medium instead of low, and you want to just be continually, every couple minutes, just tossing them around, make sure that they're not burning on the bottom. All right, so my onions are cooking nicely. My beef on the other one is almost completely browned. We're doing good here. So I'm gonna start adding the spices and the condiments. So first I'm just gonna add some salt and pepper. I like to add lots of salt, as you all know. Brings out the flavor, not to mention all the good health benefits. Pepper, I don't put too much, only because the kids don't like things too spicy. And then a really nice layer of garlic powder. Garlic also just brings out so much flavor, it makes everything taste so good. So I'm just gonna toss that around. So a great idea if you have a larger family would be, of course, to double and triple this recipe. So 2, 3, 4 pounds of ground beef, have some leftovers for the next day. Always a great idea. My onions, just give them another quick little stir. All right, so for this other one here, I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit because it's almost fully cooked. I'm gonna add the unsweetened ketchup. And all of you who have watched me before know I don't measure anything, but it's approximately 2 tablespoons. So I did sort of, last time I made it, I did sort of measure it. So it's about 2 tablespoons. So if you're doubling, make sure you always double this too. Oops, so for the mustard, it's about the same. And of course, you know, if you're a mustard person, add more mustard. If you're a ketchup person, add more ketchup. You put in whatever you want. It's gonna taste amazing regardless. And then I'm just gonna do about 2 teaspoons-ish of the Worcestershire. So just a little tiny bit. So you can see it's not a whole lot, but it adds, it's so concentrated, it adds so much flavor. So then I'm gonna mix that all up. If you don't like it this saucy, put 1 tablespoon. All right, so the last thing to do, and then we're done, is just to add in the cheese. So this is the raw sharp cheddar Organic Valley. So I'm gonna throw in a good, like a nice big handful of cheese. That might be a little bit much for 1 pound. That might have been for my 2 pounds that I did last week. So maybe like a small handful. Unless you like it really cheesy, then go for it. And like I said, if you're dairy-free, you can add nutritional yeast, and that'll give it a nice little cheesy flavor. So you can see as I'm stirring it around, the cheese is gonna start to melt. You could also leave the cheese out. If you'd rather have raw cheese over your meal, you can just add it at the end as a topping instead of in it like part of the recipe. So there we go. I mean, that's literally, you're done. So for those of you that were asking about a super easy, less than 5 ingredient meal, there you have it. You've got your ground beef, you've got ketchup, mustard, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and if you wanted to, you could add, and then the cheese and Worcestershire. But give or take, depending on what you put, definitely 5 ingredients for sure, right? My onions are doing good over here. They're definitely starting to caramelize. You can see them change colors. So there you have it. You've got this one done. We're working on this one. When these are done, I'm gonna throw in the pound of ground beef. So how I would serve this is I would take a bowl, I would put some broccoli or sweet potato or veggie on the one side, and then on the other side, I would put a big scoopful of this, and then I would top it with pickles, which these pickles, if you haven't had them, are unreal, so good. And then raw onion. You can put some dill pickle sauerkraut on there. You can put whatever you want. Whatever floats your boat when it comes to a cheeseburger. Avocado, put whatever you want. Dollop of mayo. all good. All right, so I've got my 2nd pound of ground beef here. I took the caramelized onions out and set them aside so that I'll just add them as a garnish or as a topping at the end. So I've got my ground beef almost cooked through here. I'm gonna add my salt and pepper and garlic powder, so it's the same base as the other one. The only difference with this one, and I haven't made this one yet, but I assume it's gonna be delicious. The only difference, I'm going to add the same amount of mustard, about 2 tablespoons. Instead of ketchup, I'm gonna put this barbecue sauce. So there's a lot of different great unsweetened barbecue sauces. This one is sweetened with a little bit of pineapple juice and it gives it a nice tangy flavor. So this, I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons as well. And I'm gonna add the same 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire. If I'm saying that wrong this entire time, somebody correct me. Okay, mix that up. And then last but not least, I'm gonna add the amazing 3-year aged Gouda that I got. It tastes so good, and I just can't wait to try it in here because it's gonna be so good with the tanginess from barbecue sauce. So then the last thing is I'm gonna add big handful of Gouda. Mix that all up, get it to melt, and there you have it, it'll be all done. So here's what it looks like when it's served up. We've got the roasted broccoli, and then this is the Gouda version, which I had a bite and it is unbelievable. It tastes so good. And then I topped it with the caramelized onions. And then here we've got the regular cheeseburger bowl with the raw cheddar. And then I just put raw onion and pickles on top. Normally I would always put avocado, and I probably would even put avocado on this one, but my avocados are not ripe today. So it's just raw onion and pickles with a side of broccoli. It's really good with a side of sweet potatoes too. So if you're having sweet potatoes, give that a try too. Well, there you have it. Another couple of meals, hopefully, for you to try. If you do, please let me know how it turned out. Take a picture, tag me in it, comment below, let us know if you have any questions, and let me know what you would like to see next time. Do you want some kind of muffin? Do you want a breakfast? Do you want a salad? Let me know what you'd like to see and I will absolutely work on it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.